My violent father trained me to snitch on my mother so he could discipline her, and if I didn't do as he said, he'd discipline me. So I broke and called CPS. But my dad lied his way out of it and now knows I wanted to imprison him. I don't even know what he's going to do. I was 5 when my mom burnt my grilled cheese and I started crying like any kid would. Then I heard my dad stomping down the stairs and saw real fear in my mom's eyes. She tried to cover my mouth to stop me from crying, but that just made everything worse. Son, go to your room. My dad's tone was stern and cold. As soon as I shut the door behind me, I heard the yelling. I married your sorry butt and you can't even cook our son an effing meal. My blood turned cold, and that's when I heard it. It sounded like my mom had collapsed to the floor. I instinctively ran out to check on her, and that's when I saw the area around her eye had completely swelled up. I fell to my knees to hug her and comfort her, but that's when my dad spoke. Son, no need to comfort this W word. She got what she deserved. I tried to ignore him and keep going, but stopped when he eventually started threatening to hit me too. From there, my dad encouraged me to tell on my mom every day. Any spot in the house that was left unclean, anytime she was late picking me up. He told me it was to help her be better, and that it was the best thing for the family. But when that didn't work, he started wailing on me whenever I didn't tell him. That's how most of my childhood was spent, being a surveillance camera. And sometimes I told my mom I would keep her mistakes a secret, but she would get really mad. No, do what your father tells you, she said, her voice assertive and stern. So for years I assumed that it was just a normal part of family life, that abuse was just a part of life. One day I was at my friend's house, and his parents were eating with us in the kitchen. He was the first friend I had made where both the parents were still together, so I sort of felt like we understood each other, until I bit into the hamburger that his mom had cooked, because I noticed the bun had been pretty badly over-toasted. This is burnt, I exclaimed out of instinct. I expected his dad to stand up and throw his mom across the room, or at least slap her across the face. Instead, he just laughed. She's always doing that. My friend nodded, and the mom smiled while jokingly burying her face in her hands. Meanwhile, I was super tense, waiting for the ball to drop, except it never came, and when I left, both his parents kissed me goodbye. As I walked home, my head was spinning, and when I entered the door, it was like I had stepped into another world, one far, far away from the home I had just been in, because my mom was curled up on the marble floor with red on her forehead, crying her eyes out. I could hear my dad snoring upstairs, so I went over to her. She tried to push me away, but I told her to shut up while I treated her wounds. I'm sorry for not being there for you, Mom. I love you. In response, she didn't say anything, just gripped onto my arms super tight and nodded her head through the tears. The next day, I was done. I woke up ready to betray my parents in the worst way possible. As soon as school ended, I didn't go home. I went to the police station. I wasn't sure about the procedures and stuff, so I just blurted out everything in one go. The violence, the manipulation, the emotional abuse. The woman looked really concerned and told me she would get a social worker to do an emergency home visit. After an hour of waiting, the social worker showed up to the police station and told me she would come to my house that evening. She told me that it is extremely likely that my parents would figure out it was me. That made my heart skip a beat. But this was followed by a promise that right after the home visit, she would help with an emergency rehousing for me and my mom. I was so grateful that I couldn't help but give her a hug, and I went home with a smile on my face. And, as promised, at 9 p.m., there was a knock on the door. My mom opened it, expecting it to be a family member. Immediately, the social worker was faced with a woman covered in bruises and a black eye. I watched this all from the corner of the room. When she figured out